Moving on to our first book, Young Woman by Jessica Moor. Tell us all about this book.
Yeah, so Young Woman, I was sort of saying to Kieran earlier as well that this isn't normally something I think I'd pick up, but it centres around three young women, and the main character is Emily. And Emily is a lawyer and she's in her early 20s, and she works for this sort of charitable organisation that gives legal aid to migrant and immigrant women who've been sexually assaulted. And you get the feeling that this is a sort of job that she's fallen into, but she likes that when she tells people what her job is, it's like the right type of lawyer to be. So she sort of left this corporate world, and there's a bit of a haze why she left, and was it to do with her ex-boyfriend? And at the opening of the book, she's at this rally for climate change and she gets arrested. And again, you get the impression that she's at this rally because it's the right thing to do, and she likes having the right opinion, and a lot of her opinions are informed by Twitter, which is like, it's so relevant now as well. She's scrolling through her feed and seeing what it is. And at this rally, she meets this woman called Tasman. And Tasman is a young actress, and she's incredibly beautiful, incredibly charismatic and magnetic. And they quickly form this very intense relationship. And in the background then, Emily has this old childhood friend called Lucy. And her opinions on Lucy, she thinks Lucy's quite conventional and quite boring, and what she believes to be in the complete opposite to Tamsin. And she's a really horrible friend to Lucy, actually. And I found when I was reading this, it was so intense, particularly the parts with Lucy. I had to actually put the book down. Wow. And there's things that happen. I don't want to give too much away about the plot because I didn't know anything about this when I went into it. And there's similar things happen to both Tamsin and Lucy when they are younger. And how Emily views both of those situations and what she thinks is the right opinion in those situations, what she thinks the two women should do in the aftermath of those situations are actually completely different. So I think what's quite extraordinary with this book is that it deals with very heavy topics. So you're looking at rape culture, you're looking at consent, you're looking particularly at non-disclosure agreements, and then it's looking at how women who sign non-disclosure agreements, how they're treated, or if they are somehow complicit in the abuser's future abuse because they have signed a non-disclosure agreement and accepted money for it. And usually when you read books with such heavy themes in it, you can see the writer all over it. So you see the writer's opinion or you see the writer's agenda. But with this, you don't see it at all. Like, the characters are really fully formed. She's asking all these questions, but none of them are answered, and it feels completely natural to the story and to the characters, and which I think is, I'd highly recommend it. I didn't think it was going to be a book for me, but yeah, I really recommend it.
Well, the fact you said you kind of had to put it down, so obviously it really draws you in.
It's razor sharp. The writing is excellent in it, and like that, because she's posing all these questions, and I think particularly the way Emily judges people is the thing, and it's uncomfortable parts of it. You know, there's a scene there where she's talking to her friend Lucy after watching a movie, and it's just near the end of that scene, and again, I don't want to say too much away, and it's only one or two words, and it's really, she gets right to the heart of something, and how Emily can be so oblivious, and how it just reflects society really as well. Like, she's packed so much into this book.